Good morning, everyone. Lisa here. If you go to sleep at night and feel like you've done something, more than likely you have. We consider that you're working for the army of the Lord or you're working for the army of the bad guys. Either way, I'm speaking to you. These theorems are based on Dolores Cannon's work, reading my Bible, and my own personal experiences. And when I talk about the dream time, it's when you go through your awakening and you get past the meditative stage where the thoughts run through your head and you start seeing things in your third eye or hearing more. You're operating the dream time. When you go to sleep and then you have these memories of being with people over and over again, and you feel like you actually worked a job, then you're there, okay? You're actually operating the dream time. Now, I had two messages come through that is for other people other than just for myself out there. So I tried to show, I lay it out on the floor. I know there's tarot readers that think if we pull the cards before you see us do it, it's not valid. But I feel like in this case, these messages are somewhat valid. And I'm going to talk you through it, okay? So these came out, the fault line out there. Somebody's on the edge of losing balance, okay? This is important. This is important to my Lyrian, or the Lyrians. There's more than one out there, okay? The Lyrian. You're kind of going solo on this one, they say. Somebody's been fired. This guy's, and I know has been fired by his cloak of levitativity for crimes against humanity, so he no longer has protection, Lyrian. It's good for you to know. And Loki is out here, so if you need tactics and advice, talk to Loki. This person wants to use the energy of somebody else to get into somebody else. This is bizarre. This person's on the brink of losing it, okay? Now, Dust Hammers came up. My collective is taking care of that. Dust Hammers and remote viewing. So remember, once you do clean your houses, some people will remote view you to continue the watching of you. So I have a feeling this is not just about me, that there's other people who come into the energy of some of you all who are in the zoo test subjects. And I keep getting more and more names of the zoo. And they use attachments to do this stuff, okay? But our Lyrians are on this. They're watching some of these guys, and Loki's watching it. If you have any questions or doubts, don't forget to ask Loki. He's up there. He's the greatest tactician in the world. Now, the specific one, if you have any Capricorn in you and you're an Empress with Capricorn in you, there's more than one of us too. I know it relates to me. Somebody wants in your energy really badly, and somebody else is in your energy that you're okay with. So they try to emulate, and this is when Loki comes up, is that they're gonna pretend somebody who's an enemy is gonna pretend to be a friend to get in your energy, okay? And this is what's putting them on the brink of insanity. So that's just for you guys out there to know. And we pulled a whole bunch of cards on that. So the work of the conglomerate. Then there was the Empress with the Devil. Now, this could be somebody who does dark magic, and it also could be somebody who has a lot of Capricorn in them. They just hard work, and somebody sees them as a devil. Their perception is wrong. And that's why they want to do something to that person, and they're really not in the right place about it. And then the Chariot came out. Chariot, I think this was with the Hermit. I got my order. Yeah, the Chariot came out with the Hermit. The Chariot Hermit. Judgment, and Knight of Swords. So this could be the court thing today. Something might come out, a judgment about the Chariot Hermit, which is going to drive this person off the charts. And then Temperance came out, Knave of Wands. So Sagittarius, that speaks out. The Magician, Knight of Pentacles, and sharing. So somebody's afraid of somebody sharing with somebody, and so they're going to try and do something about it. But Lyrians, plural, you're going to be on it, I believe. Now the other one's really strange. Bear with me, I'm sorry. This is about a project. This is about something I'm totally unaware of. But you guys' energy comes through so harsh sometimes. So, this is a really weird one. They're telling Thor, you gotta buck up, dude. Okay? You need to take action. The last quarter moon, which in April is the 10th of April. And on this month it was the 11th, but I feel this is going to April's last quarter moon, which is the 10th, because April came up. Okay? You got 4 warlocks. You have 4 warlocks. And so the 5th, by the 5th, you need to take action, okay? I'm not really sure what project you're working on. By the 5th, you take action. But they also said to me, April is the 5th. This is a person. So you got 5 people. You actually have 7 people vying for a position or on your project. And then drink more water came out, which is always a good idea as we go on to the summer months anyway. But this could also relate to maybe you need more water elements in whatever it is you're doing, whether that be personality types or otherwise. But then here's the interesting thing. The 9 of Cups has extreme anxiety. Now I know who this 9 of Cups is. Sometimes he comes up as the MacGregor. And they told me that's who this is. Has anxiety about a victory of a King of Swords. King of Swords being somebody who speaks publicly, maybe sings, a musician, somebody who's got influence in that category. The 9 of Cups is his extreme anxiety over this King of Swords getting a victory. I think about this person. So there's the 8 of Swords tying up somebody, the brokenhearted, somebody with a broken heart, because there's your 7 choices and there's the offer. So, and then I've heard the girls going, me, me, me. That's how they do their magic. It's me, it's me. They say their words. So, you know, the girls have been talking me. Okay, so then here's the offer. You know, moving forward, the offer. They're afraid the offer made is going to bring regret. And the reason why, if you pick some of these certain of these people, the regret's going to be intense because they're involved in the justice system. Okay, so they're not going to be able to fulfill their roles or their parts. Just letting you know, okay? And then the last piece of advice that came out, we got the mystic, the hunter, and the seed. So that's your advice for that. And that's all yeah. I was talking to somebody about balancing your chakras with sunlight. So a lot of times you could listen to the sound, have headphones on and lay down. I put calcite stones of various colors in the right spots. But the other thing, on a beautiful sunny day, in your quietude, if you have a nice place to sit in the sun, and don't wear sunglasses doing this, okay? You close your eyes and then you look up where don't look, don't open your eyes. You keep your eyes closed and you look up to where the sun is. And I talk, Father, please cleanse me of all attachments, because the sun rays cleanse us, okay? And what you'll notice is sometimes I get those visions of where you're riding on a road or in your tunnels, that, like, I call them sacred tunnels because there's usually like columns and stuff like that, or you're going through a chasm of rock, or you're just on a road. Sometimes you're on a body of water and you're traveling, okay? When you go through that traveling spot and you just sit there and let that happen, what happens then, usually the Lord or Ra or whoever, Holy Spirit, whoever you want to decide is doing that to you, you'll start seeing an intense red through your eyelids. Now you let it it'll pulse, the red, the red, the red. It pulses not in the order of the colors, okay? It pulses where you need it most. Now for me, the last time I was out in the sun and I did it, it was doing a lot of the root chakra color, and then it changed to green, which is the heart color. So you'll just lay there in the eyes and you'll see the red pulsing, and you'll see whatever color comes next for you. For me, it was the green in the heart space, and then it went to yellow. Orange was third, and then I got the intense blue afterwards. And then a woman sat down next to me on this bench. I was in a public place, and I had the loveliest conversation, and we exchanged phone numbers and stuff. It was really nice. But when you sit in the sun, if you give the sun enough time after you go through the channels of traveling, then they start pulsating your chakra colors. Okay, and you just sit there till you feel like it's done. And then I always say thank you. Thank you for cleansing me. Thank you for charging me, because you're actually being charged up by electrons and magnetics from the sun, and they're balancing your chakras that way. And if you're out in nature and you can take your feet, your shoes off in contact to the ground, it's even better. But even with your shoes on, it'll work just fine. So that's how I ground and balance my chakras in nature. Anyway, I thought I'd just share that. It's very energizing, and it's good for you too to get some sunlight. It gives you vitamins and energy that you didn't know you really need. And you don't always have to wear sunglasses, okay? Sometimes it's good for us to get actual sunlight in through our retinas, because it goes into our pituitary glands. Anyway, that's all I have to say to you today. I hope the readings help somebody. Remember, I think a lot of you are amazing, and I absolutely love some of you. Bye now.